Good afternoon. How are you?
Oh, how are you?
How are you guys? Beautiful day.
Have you had a conversation with Malcolm Jenkins yet? And is he going to practice throughout this week?
Yeah, I saw him, yesterday, saw him this morning. He's in great spirits and he's out there. And, expect him to go through the drills and see where he's at.
Is everybody here?
Yes. Had to think about that for a second. A lot of guys. Yeah, everybody's here.
How big is that?
I think it's huge. And listen, it's a credit to these players. I know it's just short. It's just a short window here at the end of the off season. It's starting yesterday. Really, it's a 4-day. 4 days with these three right here. But it's huge for these guys to wrap up this off season together. I think this is the most important part of the off season. Really, this is when your team is together and it's the crucial time. But again, it's short. But at the same time, it's where we begin to kind of build and continue building the bonds and relationships that are going to carry us into the season.
Is Miles Sanders ready to practice yet? And either way, how much has he missed by not being
Yeah, I'm still going to hold Miles this week. Obviously it's it hurts a little bit that he's not getting the physical rep, but I don't want to risk him any further. We'll wait till camp and get him out there. But he's getting a lot of mental reps. Deuce is grilling him and drilling him in the classroom, and he's getting a lot of mental reps on the field.
You talk about what it's like for players to have everyone in the building, but for you as a coach, how does it open up things knowing that you have everyone here minus the guys that are dealing with injuries?
Yeah, again, for me, it's the same way. I get a chance to see all these guys, face to face in a team setting, and really address the entire football team. And, even though, maybe not all the guys will practice, and that's not really the purpose, but just to have them all here this week for me is it's exciting. And the message that I can send later in the week as we depart and go on into the summer will carry over into training camp, and it'll resonate with the guys, all summer.
Doug, it didn't seem like there's a lot of optimism about Malcolm being here for minicamp. Did you talk to him? Did he have a change of heart, or what's your understanding why he decided to ultimately show up?
This off-season program's voluntary, and he never once said he was holding out. I don't believe. It's no different than Jason Peters and Lane Johnson, Alshon. These guys are veteran players, and they understand what it takes to get ready, and they've played a long time, and they've been excellent. They're Pro Bowl-type players, and I'm not worried about Malcolm or any of those other guys I mentioned coming in ready to go.
Doug, to have this deal done for Carson Wentz now, how much do you think it'll benefit him, benefit you and this football team to have that potential distraction just out of the way where you can just focus on football and not have to worry about anything else going on?
I think that's probably the biggest thing is that lingering distraction, and I don't have to stand up here and ask questions and answer questions over and over and over again. To get it behind us now. I'm excited for Carson, obviously, and his family. I'm also excited for the Eagles organization that we were able to extend him. And, I've said this all along, that he and I came in this league together, rookie quarterback and rookie head coach. And, we're sort of married to this deal, too. So I'm excited. Puts it behind him. He can focus on ball. We don't have that lingering distraction into training camp or into the regular season, and we can just focus on football.
Doug, how does Jason
Paul
Peters?
Orlo practiced the first weekend, but hasn't practiced since. Is he practicing this week? Did he have a setback? What's kind of going on?
He's we're just still monitoring him, but he was out there today and going through the walkthrough portion of practice. So anticipate him going through the drills this week.
How does Jason Peters look, and what is your plan for him in terms of practicing now and when training camp starts? Will you continue kind of intersperse?
Jason came in in great shape. He looks good. He feels good. I spoke with him yesterday, and listen, we'll take care of Jason like we've done in the past. I think one of the things Coach Stoutland does a great job of really getting him the reps he needs to get and to be ready for the regular season, and we'll continue to do that with him.
Does the departure of Joe Douglas change anything for you in your day-to-day?
No.
With both tackles here and Alshon here, you finally get to see your full first-team offense, I imagine. What are you expecting to see from them this week?
Listen, it's great to have them all here. By no means are we in, mid-season form. There's still going to be some timing and some things that we got to continue to work on. That's why we practice and get ready for camp. But again, just having everybody here in the huddle together, This is the first time that, Big V and Lane are going to work together, on the right side. And then Isaac, who's been here to again, start working with JP. And so, again, that's what this time is about, to build those bonds and just looking for guys to come out of it healthy.
Dave Fipp was talking yesterday, Doug, about the possibility of using Deshaun as on punt returns occasionally this year. I know the season's a long way off, but is that something you can envision?
I can.
How much?
Deshaun's an exceptional player, and he's special, and he's very electric, obviously with the ball in his hands. And, there's times when we'll use him when maybe you need to get that, that one punt return that can flip a field and maybe put you in field goal position, or at least score a touchdown at the end of the game to win. So, we'll pick our spots with him, but even talking with Deshaun, he's excited for that opportunity as well.
Doug, how different does this time feel compared to last year? Coming off the first Super Bowl in franchise history, there were a lot of injuries. Carson and Alshon and everyone else, Brandon, weren't really ready to start the season. To have everyone here now, ready to go, focused, and they're coming off some injuries, but does it feel a little different now, like you guys are a little more together?
It does. We're still missing some pieces on defense, obviously, and Brandon Brooks is not out there, with the O-line, Fletcher, Nigel, Darby, Mills, these guys are still working through their McLeod, Rodney, they're still working through their injuries, but still to have everybody in the building and to have everybody here this week to get on the same page is exciting. And again, it kind of goes back to my messaging to the team as the week goes on, that everybody now is going to hear it, and then we can carry that into training camp.
What about Brandon Brooks? Do you anticipate him missing any portion of the season?
It's hard to say right now. I mean, he's doing really well. Obviously optimistic in what he's doing and what he's accomplishing. He's working extremely hard. It's just hard to put a definite on that right now.
Speaking of the messaging,
Speak up.
you were talking about, do you ever change things up as far as minicamp OTAs, just the scheduling to keep things fresh or anything of that nature?
I did a couple things this spring, just to give our guys a chance, really the guys, meaning the strength conditioning staff, to really focus on the weight room aspect, which is a lot of the off season is conditioning. And so, for instance, if the offense were meeting, I'd had the defense in the weight room, so both parties weren't necessarily meeting at the same time and then trying to cram everybody in the weight room at the same time. Just finding ways to maximize our time. It's very limited during the week with the number of hours that we can work with our players. Try to get creative with practice, with situational stuff and points of emphasis, with the OTA practices. And but at the end of the day, it's still, we have to execute, all three phases and get good at that.
What made you want to cancel the OTA session last Thursday and take that goal?
So I didn't have to talk to you guys.
You weren't scheduled to talk.
Well, I would have been on Thursday if I'd had an OTA. I just think, again, it's important that we spend time together in a casual, relaxed, have fun type of atmosphere. I think it's really important that we do that. Coaches, players, for the 4 hours, it gives everybody a chance to really, kind of get to know each other a little bit better. And for teams that can do that and spend that kind of time, I think it benefits you down the road in December and January when you really need to lean on somebody and trust somebody, out on the field.
Doug, so many of the injuries.
Alex Singleton was bad. He had like 208, I think it was. It's pretty nice.
Who was the worst?
Probably Casey Weidel. Yeah.
So many of the injuries are in the secondary.
No, it's Chris Nolan. Sorry, it's Chris Nolan.
So many of the injuries lingering from last year in the secondary with the two cornerbacks and Rodney. How much, and with Malcolm not being here for the last couple of weeks, how much of a concern is the overall continuity going into camp in the secondary and not having those guys together?
I look at the other way. I look at the guys that played at the end of the season. Those guys were out there this spring, so those are the guys that are getting the reps right now, and it's valuable. The Rasul Douglases are out there getting better. Sidney Jones is working himself back and getting a ton of reps. Craven LeBlanc is out there. McKinnon's out. I mean, guys that, Trey Sullivan, young guys, Andrew Sendejo, a new free agent that we signed. I think it's more of those guys getting and maximizing their reps. Even though, Darby and Jalen, McLeod, those guys are getting a lot of mental reps right now. They're also the guys that have been playing, and they understand how to play, and it's really valuable experience for these young guys to get that rep.
All right, thanks, Doug.
Oh, we're done.
Doug, watch the sleep back on.